Well, it's great news for consumers and then for policymakers as well, as the retail inflation in the month of March has fallen to a 15-month low of 5.66% in March. In fact, this is significantly lower than the 6.44% that was seen clocking in the month of February. The big reason for this decline, however, is the big fall in food price inflation, which has now dropped to 4.8% from nearly 6% last month. While the prices of cereals, milk products and also food and fruits and spices, they have risen considerably. The impact was offset in part by the decrease in prices of meat and fish, oils and fats and also vegetables. Now, March is the first month this year when we have seen the retail inflation really falling below the RBI's tolerance limit of 6%. I earlier spoke to Rajani Sinha, Chief Economist at CareEdge, about the latest inflation figures and what could be their impact and how would the RBI really be reading these numbers as well. Here's an excerpt. It's definitely a dip from 6.44% of February. Were you also penciling in a similar number?
Yes, Sakshi. Our expectation was 5.7% only. And this is mainly because of base effect. There is a very high base effect of last year playing on this number. So we were expecting it to slip below 6% this month.
Okay. Also, wanted to understand from you, just like how you pointed out on the large high base, that has caused this kind of a fall. We do remember that in March last year, there was the Ukraine-Russia war taking place and inflation had suddenly shot up to 6.95%. But on a month-on-month basis also, we've seen a dip right here. The last month we actually saw milk prices were a shocker. We are waiting to see some more detailed print for this number as well. But is that going to be a worry point right now?
So I haven't looked at what has happened on the month-on-month basis. But overall, our expectation is that going forward, we are likely to see inflation moderating from here. And one strong factor would be the base effect. But if you ask me, apart from the base effect, what are the factors that would be playing on inflation? One would be that we do expect food inflation to also come down from these high levels. The very high number that we had seen in the previous 2 months of 6.5 and 6.4%, which was higher than market expectations, that was because of a spike in food inflation, specifically cereal inflation.
I wanted to understand just on the headline figure, 5.7%. Now, this would be somewhere around a 15-month low, and it's come back below the 6% mark of the RBI's comfort band about after 2 or 3 months, I believe, if I'm not wrong. What does this signal? We've already seen that the RBI has kept a status quo as far as the rates are concerned. Would this 5.7% headline inflation give an additional conviction to the RBI in the way they decided on the rates, and we could perhaps expect a prolonged pause?
So RBI had factored this. There was expectation that inflation would go down because of the base effect, and that's also a strong reason why they decided to go for a pause. In fact, what our expectation is that going forward, we are expecting inflation to moderate in the months to come. Overall, our projection for CPI inflation average for FY24 is 5.1%, which is little lower than RBI's projection of 5.2%. And in that situation, if inflation continues to moderate and move towards 5% level, we can expect RBI to remain on hold. So we do not think that there would be a necessity for RBI to come again and hike.
The RBI has moved ahead and, decided to, pause the rate hike cycle. But, do these numbers, give you any kind of an indication that perhaps we could also look at a rate reversal cycle, rate cuts happening sooner than expected?
So in a situation where we are having, recording decent growth and inflation is still higher than RBI's target, I don't see a reason for RBI to cut rates also. Unless, the situation really deteriorates going forward.
Well, Mercedes-Benz has